Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Um, Today I want to come to you with conquering fears. So I have managed to do this, but I've got myself in a predicament. And in no way, shape, or form am I suggesting that anyone goes the way that I have done this. But this is how it's been for me and what I've done. So I am in a different environment today. I have a house full of guests, besides my children. I do have my sons have their partner. One of my sons has their partner here, and lots of puppies running mad because it is quite shitty weather outside. So I can't make them all go outside while I do this. So I'm coming to you from my warm and comfy bed. But back to conquering fears. Now, it has taken me a long time. Now, as you guys see, I'm a hand talker. For those of you who are watching on, my hands do fly everywhere across the screen. For those of you who aren't listening, I have been mistaken to be an Italian because I talk a lot with my hands. I am not, but I do love a very good pasta. I do dream to travel to Italy one day. Um, but yes, I have conquered a massive fear of mine to the point where it's gone from having complete phobia of hot, cold sweats, wanting to be sick, crying, like debilitating fear, to absolutely, I guess, falling into a passion for them. Now this has been a very, very long way round, but I did conquer my fear of snakes. Now you're all sitting there probably going, oh, snakes. Ooh. I have had some fabulous friends work with me, and one of my good close best friends work with me, who is a reptile owner, who has helped me conquer my fear of being able to hold and pick up and touch and feel and everything. So I have now since been able to move forward to actually falling in love and realizing how underestimated snakes or reptiles are. And I know that sounds weird and strange, but I went from a complete fear to now owning not one, but two beautiful children's pythons. I am still I do very much still get fear, especially with my latest one that I've got. She is adorable in her own fashion, and she has a very, what would I say? I'm looking at her right now. She's climbing through her enclosure. Oh my goodness! Now I have a stutter. Irreplaceable name of Greek mythology. Yes, I have two amazing snakes. One is completely placid, wants to explore, just wants to be a bracelet, hang onto your arm or wrist, and couldn't give two fucks till Friday, but that's what lured me in. It's like children. It's like children. The first one's good. The second one, holy shit. The third, woo, that's even worse than the other two put together. But yeah, I was able to rescue these two beautiful snakes. Now I do carry all licensing, and they are all in appropriate enclosures for Australian standards. She is about to fall on herself. So I am sitting in my room. My bedroom is where my snakes are because it's where I can protect them the most, because I do have other animals. So I can close my room off and these guys are out of harm's way of any of my other animals. So not being in harm's way from my cat or my dogs. So it's definitely the best planning I've done. I actually plan to build an enclosure. So if you guys want to follow along with that and, watch us build this enclosure from start to finish. So we are building a 3-foot enclosure from scratch. And we do have them in glass enclosures at the moment, age appropriate to them. But we want to transfer them out of glass and into something that's a little bit more insulated, which is into a wooden with perspex glass at the front, which is a little bit more stable for them. We're able to regulate their enclosure, their environment, and we're not sort of coming in over on top of them. We're coming in from the front. So we're coming at their level to pick them up, rather than that intimidation of up and over the top, as if we were to be a predator to pick them up. But yes, if you guys want to know their names, I'm happy to tell you their names. But we'll just leave them there. So we have one that is quite curious. He's adventurous. He's very placid, very calm. He is at mature age. So he's 2-year-old and he's probably just over 2 meters long. Absolutely adorable colors and patterns. My girl is the polar opposite. So when we went and looked at her at the pet shop, she actually bit me, and that was at no fault bar my own. And now that was my biggest fear. It still is my biggest fear, of being bitten and how bad that bite is going to be. Not so bad while they're littler, but can get worse as they get older. No, there's no, like, they're not venomous, so they're reticulating. So they strangle their food to be able to eat it, and they've got no fangs, so they've only got teeth, and their teeth do face backwards to be able to help feed because they have no hands. But my girl, she is fierce, she is mean, she is an absolute beast. But the day that we went and looked at her and saw her in the pet shop, I had picked up feed or rats, because my boy is on rats for his feeds, and I had just picked up a bag of those. So at no fault but my own, because my hands did smell like food for her, she did strike and bite me. But she is notorious for biting, quite notorious for striking as well. She has taken a very big dislike to my eldest son, and he cannot walk in the room without her recoiling to strike, and has striked at him through the enclosure that she is in. So we have gone from what we call a quarantine enclosure, which is everything in close proximity, so it was quite small. So she did spend a little bit of time. When I say a little bit of time, we picked her up Wednesday last week. We've put her into a much bigger enclosure. She's almost in a 1 foot enclosure. For now, she'll go from where she is into almost a 3-foot enclosure straight up after this one, which we are going to custom build. So we are going to make sure that all nooks and crannies are closed off, and she's not able to escape from those. And it's all a very big learning curve. But she is definitely another aggressive beast to deal with, to tame. And I am going to have my gorgeous girlfriend, who helped me conquer my fear of snakes, to help me wrangle her, wrangle, tame. It's getting her used to being touched by humans. So it is uncommon for them, and it's something we have to learn. I think the hardest part for me is just I need to learn to meditate when I've got hold of her, because my heart rate does elevate quite quickly. Now they can pick up on all of those because it's an electronic pulse or sense that they can feel, and they can actually feel your heart rate through your skin, through your veins and stuff like that, of how they hold on. So she can feel that my heart rate gets up, and I get quite anxious when I go to pick her up. We do get her out of her enclosure with a hook. So So those of you that watch, you know, your snake catchers and stuff like that, I do use hooks to move them into a more appropriate positioning for me to be able to grab them a little bit more comfortable, especially if they're inside their hide. I don't like to go and stick my hands inside there because that's their predatory prey instinct does kick in. And they may think it is something like that. So it's more of a reason to bite. So I'm more likely to lift the enclosure with the hook and sort of shuffle them out from under their enclosure, and then I'll pick them up. However, with my girl, I pick her up with the hook. So I'll pull her out from her hide and I will pick her up with a hook. But the problem we're having at the moment is as I go to grab her with her hook, she balls onto the end of it and she won't let go, and she'll start hissing and sort of growling as well. So unfortunately for me, unless it's very loud, and sometimes it can be, I can't hear those warning hiss, and which makes it a little bit harder for me to determine. But when my kids have pointed out she's hissing because they can hear her, or my girlfriend, I watch her body language quite a lot, and I watch her breathing, which is where I could tell when she is hissing and isn't hissing. So I am partially deaf, and I have been for many years. I have tried hearing aids, but for me, I hear too many things that I just don't want to hear, and I've never heard before because I've never actually had that audio range in my own ears. So yeah, it's definitely very much a harder situation to try and determine, but it's more watching the body language. It's like when we meet a new people in your environments, and we start, you know, watching our own body languages and our own tone and demeanor of a room. So it's yeah, it definitely makes it a little bit more difficult if I can't hear those warning signs from her. But sometimes we also have to push through those warning signs to make her realize that we're not actually here to hurt her. We're here to, you know, love her and care for her. But yes, I have had to overcome significant fears to get where I am, to be able to have these beautiful creatures. Now, I'm in a situation. I'm very appreciative of the situation that I'm in. Is I actually have people that can help me, and if I get stuck, I can rely on them. So it definitely makes it so much easier that I can make one phone call and be like, "Hey guys, I'm actually really struggling. Can you come and give me a hand?" And they'll walk me through the process. They'll help me out, and we can get used to each other. So this is me getting used to her and her getting used to me. My boy, I was very fortunate that him being the age he is in a rehome, he was in a house with children. So having fingers and fast moving parts past him, he's actually very desensitized for that. And I was very, very lucky and very grateful for, you know, the love and care that they had. Reasons for rehomes with people, everyone has their own reason. And with my boy, unfortunately, the people that did have him, they did love him, but means of being able to keep him, from what I was told, the children had lost a little bit of interest, unfortunately. And look, kids will be kids, and their interests come and go as quick as they change their undies sometimes. And sometimes it's a hard decision of letting them go to a house where they are going to be looked after. So I was very, very fortunate. So they had him from a hatchie, which is literally someone that's hatched straight out of the egg. And he's been raised around children from there. My girl, on the other hand, has spent, I think, a little bit more time unhandled in a pet shop. And she is 14 months old. So she's what they call a juvenile, or just outside a juvenile, almost to mature snake. So she's going to be a little harder to desensitize because she's already set in her ways. So we've got to break through some barriers and trust issues that she's going to have for us as much as I have for her. So it's going to be a growth. The difference between the two of them, as I said, they're chalk and cheese. She's quite aggressive. She's quite overstimulated, overactive, very exploratory. My boy is he likes to explore, but now he's settled in his enclosure. He's quite happy. He'll just sit there. The first night we got him, though, we did have to very much quickly find some precautions because he did try to escape the enclosure that we did have. So we had to build we'll get another one for him very, very quickly because the original one we had just didn't work. And these things happen, guys. Like, live and learn from what it is. But I think the hardest thing is overcoming that fear. And as I said, I still have a fear of being bitten. My husband, he's not fazed by snakes, but my girl, she definitely has his heart rate elevated, like definitely keeps him on his toes with her around. And she's not fond of people. And that's okay. She may be just one of those snakes that once she goes into her forever enclosure, then that's it. Like, she looks pretty, she sits pretty, and we only have to try and wrangle her to clean. And that just means temporarily putting her into a tub or container with some water in it so she gets to soak everything up. Each one of my enclosures do have a small water bowl inside of them so they can go and drink at any time or go and soak themselves. But when it comes to shedding, having that little bit of extra water for them doesn't actually hurt. But it also gives me time to give them things like mite treatment or, any extra vitamin soaks and stuff like that. So I can put them straight into a container, give them the extra vitamins that they might not be getting because they're not living in the wild where they would normally get, a lot of UV, a lot of vitamin D, those types of things. So we can treat those deficiencies in a soak in a plastic container. And then, once their enclosure's clean, we pop them straight back in. My boy is one that we can get out, we can handle. He'll sit with us. He definitely loves my mink blanket. He likes to play in it and sort of slither, and it's nice and soft and cruisy for him, but he definitely loves it when I have my dressing gown on. So he'll crawl down into the sleeve of my dressing gown, and yeah, he's just a chill little character. But my girl, on the other hand, she's another beast. And I tell you, she is a beast. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful snake to look at, but a beast in nature. There's one phobia I don't think I'll ever get over, though. And I've tried and I can't. And you can laugh at me all you want, to be honest. I've conquered one and I'm happy with that. That's me. I'm good. Like, snakes were a huge phobia for me. You can keep your spiders. Like, I know I live in very close to bushland here, and we do get quite a lot of your house spiders. And knock on wood, haven't seen one for quite some time, but some huntsmans and stuff like that. They're pretty harmless. I don't like them. I don't do them very well. Hubby sorts those ones out for me. I don't know if I can get over my arachnophobia. The pet shop that I've gone to, they do have spiders, and I think my biggest fear is there is not one spider in the entire species of spiders, or the arachnoid species, that is non-venomous. They all have venom in some way, shape, or form, whether it would be harmful to us or not. For them to be able to survive, they do have some form of venom. And I think that's the most intimidating part. I couldn't handle it. See, this is a weird thing. This is weird. So lizards and snakes sort of have the same texture, and I could handle your blue tongues and stuff like that, which is a very similar scale feel to them. I couldn't do snakes. Handling them, it has actually taken me a long, long time, and I can't tell you how long. But my boys have been obsessed with them for years, so this is a huge thing for them, and they love the fact that they're able to have these animals. And when you're on the spectrum, the hardest thing for them to do is to sit still. or neurodivergent. Let's go that way. It's a lot. It covers a much vaster array of diagnostics. However, back to what I was saying is I've never seen my boys sit still long enough to sit with their thought processes, and having some snakes, because they've got to be calm. It allows them to be able to do that, but also having some lizards. We don't have lizards. A friend of mine does have some lizards, and they'll just sit there for hours. One of my boys sat there for almost 2-ish hours, just sitting there holding the lizard, happy to be him, happy to just chill out. Another one of my fears that I've struggled, and I don't think I'll ever get over, is cows. Okay, laugh at me, get it out. Come on. Yes, I have a massive phobia of cows. I think they have an alter ego. Just saying quietly. Like, cows I do have a big phobia of. I'm not vegan or vegetarian in any way, shape, or form. I actually have a corn silverside, beef silverside's literally cooking as we speak. I'll eat meat. Love it. We'll do it. But cows have an alter ego, and I don't think I'll ever get over my fear of those, and they can stay on the other side of the paddock and leave me the hell alone. But that fear derives back from when I was probably about 12, and Auntie and Uncle used to do cattle mustering, and they would cattle mustering and transportation. So they would bring calves and stuff. Wouldn't be unknown to bring calves home mid-transport or anything like that, especially if there was something wrong with mum, or, mum had to go and have a meeting with the slaughterhouse or anything like that, and it was born on the way, and they didn't know that that heifer was calving or had a calf or anything like that. So these things do happen, and they do get missed, and it's just one of those things that happen as a part of life. But this calf was determined, and it licked me, and it tried to no sorry I'm sorry, guys. No, no. On to the next. Yeah, no, cows can just stay in the paddock and leave their alter egos at home, I think. And look, I probably look a little bit weird today because I am coming from you at a little bit of a different angle, because my son dropped my stand that I normally have you guys in. So you are coming at a little bit of different angle than normal. But conquering fears. Guys, let me know what your fears have been over the... Look, have you conquered them? Let me know what your fears are. Have you conquered them? Are you conquering them? Do you want to conquer them? Because I don't think there's anything more 360-degree feeling than overcoming something that has ruled your entire life for a very long time. Like, I wouldn't go out and pick a snake up in the wilderness, but I'm definitely more open to petting someone's pet. Patting someone's pet. Let's try that again. It's it's a different type of 360-degree turnaround. I can tell you. As I said, I went from a complete phobia to owning not one, but 2 beautiful snakes in my time. I think I'm done though. Like, my girl has definitely put the stoppers on getting anything else. My hubby would like us to get a jungle or a Darwin's python, or I'm not ready for that. Those guys are huge. So they can get up to 3.5 meters long. They can get massive, and they can actually eat small dogs. And I've already got small dogs. So I'm not ready for those guys at all in any way, shape, or form. But those guys actually like to climb. And I don't have anywhere that I can put a very tall enclosure. So yeah, it does make a little bit of a rock and a hard place. But I know at the end, like when it's time, we'll get one if it is time. But as I said, guys, let's have a yarn. Tell me what your phobias are. Do you want to work together with me to conquer those? Do you guys want to see the build that's coming along with these permanent enclosures to get them out of the glass and something a little bit more insulated? Help my electricity bill. And I want to see what you guys want to know. I know that the MGC HQ and Mindset Grind Chaos HQ clothing, along with Mayhem and Chaos podcast HQ, is coming along. If you guys want to see any updates of what's happening, drop us a comment. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you want to hear. Conquering fears today was definitely a huge topic for me. I have come 360 degrees and I could not be prouder of myself. I want to encourage anyone out there that is looking to conquer their fears. Reach out. Let's do it together. My feet stay on the ground though, guys. I have not conquered my fear of heights. Do you have a fear of heights? Let me know. Let's have a chat. I'm also looking for a co-host to have one of my episodes with. I want to have a chat with you guys. I want to talk with you guys. I want to interact. I want to start getting you guys on here too. So it's not just about hearing from me as a mum of 3 neurodivergent, beautiful children, being neurodivergent myself and an interstate truck driver for a husband. I want to hear from you guys. I want to have a chat with you guys. Let's build our community and team huge. Let's build our community huge. You guys are absolutely amazing. I have the utmost gratitude to be able to come on here and have a chat with you guys, have a rant, have a rave, have a good yarn. This is my therapy, guys. It's you. So yes, this is uncut. This is unedited. This is Mayhem and Chaos with Mel. I'm going to leave you guys there where it is. You guys have an absolutely awesome week, and I will catch you on the next one. Drop your comments in the comment section below. Catch you guys.